In this video, we will be going over an 11 plus question. We have a diagram here and we have the information that the question gives us. A regular hexagon with corner points P, Q, R, S, T, and U is shown below. So we have the diagram, we have one of the cardinal directions showing north. Now, let's approach our first question. So, how many lines of symmetry does a regular hexagon have? The diagram that we have is not to scale, so it doesn't show a regular hexagon. But in the same sense, with all regular shapes, all the internal angles will be the same, and side lengths will be the same as well. So, let's treat this like it's a regular hexagon. And so, let's draw our first line of symmetry from our line PQ to our line TS, straight down the middle. Now we can replicate this with the other side as well. So the next one we're going to draw is from line QR to TU. And then we're going to take another line of symmetry from UP to SR. Like so. Now, we can also draw lines of symmetry between the corners as well. So, the first line of symmetry we can draw is from Q to T. The next line of symmetry we can draw can become from U to R. And now our final line of symmetry can be drawn from P to S. Now this diagram does take the assumption that it is a regular hexagon, and so we have 6 lines of symmetry. Now we're going to approach our second question. So, which line is parallel to line TU? So let's identify line TU first. So this line is on the bottom left. So that we have as TU, and what line is parallel to that? So parallel lines are 2 lines that go in the same direction, but they never meet. And so we have to find which of the sides of this hexagon is parallel with TU. And this can be easily identified as QR. So QR is parallel to TU. Now, we will go on to question the third part. So, which corner point is directly south of point P? So we have point P here on our top left. And we have to find the point that is directly south of point P. So given one of our directions here is north, so from this we can assume that directly down would be south. And so directly south of point P, there's only one point, which is point T. So point T is south of point P. We'll approach our fourth part now. So what is the size of angle X? Now, you may already know the size of one of the interior angles of a hexagon, or the total for the interior angles of a hexagon. But if you don't know, you can always use this formula for any polygon, and it will give you the total of the internal angles. And this is n minus 2 times by 180, where n is the number of sides. Now, we know that the hexagon has 6 sides. Now, if we plug that into our formula, we get 6 minus 2 multiplied by 180. And this is equal to 4 times 180. Now, let's do multiplication and get our answer. So 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 8 is 32, so we put our 2 and we carry over our 3. And we have 4 times 1, which is 4, plus our 3, which gives us 7. So the total of the interior angles in a hexagon is 720 degrees. Now, we are told that this hexagon is a regular hexagon. As I said before, all the angles will have the same size. There are 6 internal angles in a hexagon, so we can divide 720 by 6. Now, if we do that division, so 6 times 1 is 7. 6 times 1 is 6, sorry. And that gives a remainder of 1. Bring our 2 down. 6 times 2 is 12. And that gives us a remainder of 0. We can pull the 0 up into our quotient, and we get one of the interior angles as 120 degrees. Now, we know that one of the interior angles is 120 degrees. We can now apply it to our shape here. So the size of the angle UTS, the total angle there would be 120. But we can also see how the question has separated off the section PQTS. And this here is a quadrilateral, a rectangle here, and the internal angles of a rectangle are 90 degrees. So we can label our right angle here. And so to find angle X, we have to subtract 90 from 120. And so angle X is equal to 30 degrees. Now we move on to part 5 of our question. What is the perimeter of the hexagon in millimeters? So, as a regular hexagon, all the sides are the same length. There are 6 sides, and we're given the length of one side as 9 centimeters. And so what we're going to do is we're going to multiply 9 by 6 to get the perimeter of our shape. So we'll do 6 times 9, and that gives us 54. Nice, easy mental maths for us. But this is 54 centimeters. And the question asks us to give it in millimeters. So we know that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. So with our 54 centimeters, we're going to multiply that by 10, our 54 by 10, and we get 540 millimeters. And 540 millimeters is the perimeter of our hexagon.
As always, thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any new content.